Hey everyone, this is GeekyPan here, providing guys with another video. This time I'm joined again by TimeEnforcer Anubis. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So, this past weekend we both went to ComiConn, a show for the fans, by the fans, both that happened on June 10th and the 11th. The funny thing was, we didn't even know we were both going to it.
Yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, I just found out about it the week before.
Yeah, wasn't it like one of my videos too that like gave
Yeah,
you the...
exactly.
So it was kind of funny because Saturday I was walking out to grab some food and I see Anubis in the line. I'm like, you're here? It was one of the craziest things. But other than that, so let's just dive right into it. What are the good things about this con, Anubis?
Well, small cons are always nice. So it's always nice to get that sense of community there. They had plenty of celebrity guests, which is very impressive.
Yeah, the it was diverse. You know, you had Jason David Frank, the original Green Power Ranger. You had some other celebrity guests, including Ron Perlman, aka Hellboy, and a few other people. And it was like, wow, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, they had a decent mixture of panels there, and the vendors that were in the dealers room area, I was surprised with the content they were selling.
Same here.
Like anime figures, I would never have thought.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to find any anime figures there, but I found some.
Yeah, they also were selling on top of like comic books, Funko figures, collectible items. There was something there for you, you know. It wasn't, you know, a waste not type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that, you know, we also want to point out that you know, this is the first time that Comic-Con has been at Foxwoods. This is, I believe, its eighth year, but the first time here,
Right. Previously, it was up at the Connecticut Convention Center in Hartford.
which is kind of interesting too, because you think of it, the Hartford Convention Center is a bigger space, a bigger venue,
Much bigger.
you know, and you know, being the first time here at Foxwoods, it's both nice because we're like literally like 15 to 18 minutes down the road from it, so this is like
Oh, yeah.
literally this is nothing for us. But um, with the things you know, we want to talk about here, there are a few things that we did know at the con that they could easily fix for next year, or they've had fixed for Sunday at least. First off, let's tackle the bull by the horns here, and it was the entrance and line control.
Yeah, so the the way they handled entering created this huge line that when I arrived at least stretched all the way back to the box office there.
Yeah, and with it, I asked some of the Comic-Con staff, and they said this wasn't really per se their handiwork, but at the same time, you know, the line people were really complaining about it
Yeah,
because when you leave the convention center, you have to go back in the line, which the line was basically you have to go. You enter in the convention center through the dealer's room first, which I thought it was like this doesn't really make sense because all you're creating is a really bad choke point and making the vendor's room more crowded than it should be.
right. And not only when you wanted to get back in the convention center, but if you wanted to even get back into the dealer room, you had to go back all the way back into that line.
Yeah, which it like they're you know they definitely I believe the time frame of it I was told by the security there for the resort is you know because we had people a lot of people complain about waiting in line. People waited like about 16 to 20 minutes maybe. And of course, other people, you know, time varies because depending on the popularity, because Saturday is always going to be the busiest day.
Yeah,
So with that, I was happy to see that Sunday they helped fixed it. Like they actually got together, the convention staff, you know, the resort staff, like they all got together and be like, okay, how can we fix this? Because this is going to be a PR issue if this keeps going.
exactly.
So bonus points for them, but I personally next year don't have it like that set up going through the dealer's room first. It just really awkward, you know, location for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, badges. So, the, so when you go to a convention, you expect a badge because this shows you, hey, you went to this con. It's you know, it's filled with memories and all that stuff. It's a collection item of
Yeah, a
your
lot of people take pride in having a lot of just bundle of con badges from all the conventions they've been to.
I noticed that the 1 day people uh, had the wristbands, and I'm like, no badges for you guys? Like the ones who I noticed had badges were their staff, volunteers, VIPs, press like myself, and I think on one the vendors as well. But other than that, everyone else had wristbands, and I kind of thought it was stupid because you have like other smaller conventions out there like AAC that gives out badges even for the individual days.
Right. And other problems arrive when you with the wristband thing. Like, how are you supposed to take a shower with that reasonably?
Yeah, like a badge is so much easier. Just give badges to like the 1 day and the weekend folks, you know. It's it's like yeah, you know, it might cost a little extra, but think of the value of what the people have. It's so much easier to deal with, personally.
Exactly.
With that, the signs. Now, Anubis, tell me the story about how you tried finding where it was.
I had no idea. I ended up walking in the wrong direction at first. Then I just got the sense to turn around. But what it came down to was I had to follow cosplayers.
Yeah, and I went out because the whole thing was taking place at the Fox Tower side of the Foxwoods, and I went out to the other side to grab some food. And what I noticed was there wasn't really any signs pointing to where you had to go. Like people would be asking staff, and that was it. But like it would have been so much easier if they set up signs at least to be like, hey, follow these signs, you'll get where you need to go.
Right.
It would just make it would just be like a huge relief and stuff like that, make it a lot easier on people. With that too, the promotion for this convention was interesting. When I say interesting, I mean I have a lot of friends who go to conventions. Most of them did not even know it was happening.
And especially this local convention. Like, I'm basically down the street. I should have heard about it.
Yeah, like the only reason why I heard about it, well, I don't know if I can say or not, but I knew about it like when it was first officially announced, but no one else knew about it until like, holy crap, really? Like you only knew about it because I uploaded a video about it a week beforehand.
Exactly.
And so with that, if they promote it a lot better, I think more people would come easily.
Right.
And the last but not least thing that we want to tackle is location-wise. Now, again, Hartford Convention Center was a big convention center. This one is a smaller convention center area. So one of two things brings up. If the convention gets more popular, the space will be inadequate. They have to go to a different space.
Yeah, and it was already an issue with the space they had this year. So I'd say as soon as they could, it'd probably be advantageous for them to move into a bigger space. Just because it's if they're trying to grow, it's going to be necessary at some point.
Yeah, like, because either they would have to cap the tickets and control the size and not letting it grow or expand, which kind of sucks, or they would have to look on bigger or better things
Exactly.
because we don't know officially if they're going to have it next year at Foxwoods again. So, you know, if they do and it gets bigger, then then it's going to be like, okay, you need a bigger venue. You know, like more people, are willing to go to it. But if it's just the small of a venue, you're gonna have more problems with the lines. You're gonna have, more issues pop up. So overall, we'll just see what happens. So,
Yes, indeed.
so other than that, I did have a good time there. It was a good small local con to go to. It was a nice weekend, getaway basically. But how about you, Anubis?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed myself.
So with that, I think we're gonna end it off there. So Anubis, anything you want to say?
Yeah, had a good time at the convention. Hope to come back next year.
Yeah, I had a good, decent time as well. Hope to see more cosplayers for next year. Hope to have more content. I hope they listen to this video to fix things for next year to help make it better. So with that here, Anubis, thank you for coming in again.
Thanks for having me.
And this, folks, what do you think about this convention? Post it down in the comment box, but don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. This is Geeky Pan here with TimeEnforcer Anubis, signing out. And remember, stay geeky, my friends.